Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Blue Archive reaction. So my selections today, I was being a little bit personal with it, but it's also like, most people voted on these ones. So first is this one from KARUT. They said that I should listen to Colorful Mess and Shady Girls, but a lot of other people said I should also listen to After School Sweets. And according to KARUT's comment, that's kind of a continuation of Colorful Mess. So I figured I'll just do Colorful Mess and After School Sweets. So without further ado, let's listen to both of these, starting with Colorful Mess and working our way to After School Sweets Club after that. So let's go. Ooh. Got a KARUT classic. I really needed this energy after today, Ooh. Oh, never mind. I thought we were going to be jumping right into it. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to be getting into it. Oh, yeah. I absolutely like... They're kind of predictable, but you just don't care, You hear enough of them, you're like, okay, I know exactly what's gonna happen. But then they make those little changes. I just enjoy the absolute hell out of these songs. They're such a blast. I'm trying to find out what key this one is in. I might have to mess around on this one a little bit to figure that out. It's hitting some notes I'm not like immediately picking up what key that is. Maybe it'll be a weird one. What was that ending? What was the bell at the end? What? Are we about to fight? All right, so that was indeed a Colorful Mess. What an absolute blast of a song. I say that every single time, I swear. Every single time I listen to a Blue Archive track, I say that exact phrase of it's a blast. And it's true. What can you be mad about? And I did pluck around on this one a little bit. I discovered it's actually the key of C, which it kind of surprises me, but also not at all that I didn't pick up on that, because C is so flexible. C major is one of the most flexible keys of all time, and you can kind of do whatever you want with it. I've talked about it a lot in the past, including on some older Blue Archive videos, so I'm not going to get too deep into that, but that's why it was kind of hard for me to pick up on it. I'm like, where is this? Because everything was so like right dead center with C that it was just like, what are these weird like half steps they're doing? And there was a lot of general movement, and I couldn't nail down exactly what it was. And yeah, that tracks. That's exactly what C can do if you really just unleash on the key of C. It can be extraordinarily structured if you're careful about it, but if you just want to make this high octane, high energy track like this one was, you can kind of just do whatever, and it ends up in this nebulous, like nowhere, no man's land of sound, and it can just be an absolute chameleon of a chord. So C for chameleon, there you go. Now you have that to lock in your brain space if you ever need to refer back to that for whatever reason. But man, just what a great time. First of all, that's what this next song is going to be based on, and I wonder what they're going to do with this. I'm not sure if it's going to be like the hard arranged stuff where it's going to shift the genre and mood entirely, if it's going to be like a motif situation, or if it's going to be like basically just a remix. It's really hard to tell with how they've handled all their music. It's always so varied. So I guess the only thing to do is to check out what this After School one has to offer. So let's get to that, shall we? Ooh, it's also made by KARUT. Okay, so it's not one of those like things where they have somebody else remix it. That is very different. Ooh. Oh. Oh, the halftime. Oh. That's so tasty. Working off what the prior song had, what that was, making that halftime is so good. Oh, that feels fantastic. Kind of feeling a little Dr. Mario going up in here. Okay, that's a really, that's unique. Where is this creativity coming from? What? I mean, it's not like KARUT's never been creative, but like, that was a really interesting breakdown spot. I can never not find myself vibing. I'm always chilling. This is so fun. Man, that bass line really does feel like Dr. Mario. It really does. Ooh, and it actually ends, doesn't like loop back to anything. That's unique too. So yeah, I guess not too much to say on that one because like everyone was saying, it kind of is an evolution of that prior song. There's a lot of similarities. There's some sounds pulled from that and just general melodic similarity there. And it's a good reference. And I love that evolution of going halftime, like I said, just a brilliant, like you hear the original in all that high energy and then just hearing it break down, you're like, oh, this is like it's like a memory, you know, even though I just heard it, I feel like I'm reminiscing already, even though I just experienced it. But especially that breakdown section that I was like really intrigued on, that was really cool. I don't know how to explain why it was really cool. I think it's just the space he was using orally, like in the ears, that was a lot of interesting shifting around that I'm not used to hearing in these Blue Archive songs nearly as much. So it felt very unique. And it felt, while all these songs kind of have that same energy to them, and you're kind of like, okay, it's another Blue Archive track. And like I said before, that's not necessarily a bad thing. And that sameness, that similarity is kind of like a friend that you're meeting up with again. It's just a good sound to hear. This was a very different turn on that. It just sounded different, very unique for just that chunk of the song. And I was like, okay, so there is some like other stuff happening here sonically that I was really interested by. And again, I can't really exactly quantify what that is. I think it was just that it was an approach that was so unique compared to the stuff I'm used to hearing out of this game. And that really just shows you the creativity is there with these musicians, that they don't just sit there and crank out stuff like crazy all the time. Once in a while, even if it is less common in this game, because obviously you're putting out a lot of music for these, you have to do some things kind of similar. It's just being smart about your work. There are moments like this where you're like, oh yeah, that's right. They can still kick some ass by changing things up a little bit and making you second guess it, even after all that familiarity has been rooted in your brain. There's still a little bit of like, oh no, don't forget, I'm this good. It's just, I love experiencing that with any musician, and this was one of the first times. I think I've only had a few that I've really felt that with, and this is just one of that small sample size. So fantastic work there by KARUT. I loved both versions of this. I loved the evolution. That halftime really kicked this one into gear for me, and once it came out of that and then it did that whole separate section, I was just sold. Absolutely. I don't know if I could pick a favorite between them because I love the energy of the first one, but I love the evolution of this one. So it's like, Ah, man, it's hard to, it's like picking a favorite child. You want to sometimes, but you know you shouldn't. So I don't think I will. I like both of these pretty equally. But yeah, I think that'll be about it for this one. So thank you all so very much for watching. Thank you all for requesting songs like I had requested you to do this last video. I know a lot of you were like, oh, he needs requests, and you're throwing them at me like crazy, and that's good. Keep doing that because I love to have that sample size to work off of instead of having like, oh, here's 2 songs. Guess those are the ones I'm doing today. Like, please, by all means, if you have any specific ones you want me to listen to, put them down in the comments. Vote up the comments if it's already been said. That helps me so much. You have no idea. But either way, if you like this video and you want to follow me and support me to see more in the future, you know how to do all that. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!